If that's just your DNA response, it's conversational. And then what happens is, I call it the shadow of a leader. If we help people learn a great mental process, because we're always role modeling for them, like we bypass their ego and ask a question for self-reflection. The shadow of the leader means that our shadow is long. Even when we're gone, we're in there, right? That mental process remains. So even if you weren't on the other end of the phone, if I worked with you for a long enough period of time, I would go, I'm so frustrated with this leader. What could I do to steer the conversation differently? 3 things. Gosh, I suppose I could. And then the leader doesn't even have to be present, because the shadow of the leader, the signature, the mark, the teaching remains with the student. And a lot of people ask me, where'd you get this stuff? And a lot of it is I worked for amazing leaders. No one taught me all of it, but each one taught me some of it, if that makes sense. And so I like that, where you keep things conversational so you never have to get confrontational. And that if you do this in enough cadence, where it's simple, you just bypass the ego with a question, and you move people from venting to self-reflection. And that's just what you do. When you're not there, that's still what people do. And so you really equip them to be more skillful as they move throughout the world. And you don't have to be there. And so somebody taught me once, we call it the shadow of the leader. How can you tell when a leader is good? It's what their shadow looks like when they're not there, and how their teams are acting and how their teams think. And so I often think about that. When I'm not there, will people be able to live my credo? Will they live the philosophy? You know, what would my shadow be like?